Is learning the English language your toughest challenge yet? Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials.
Hi, sir. What can I do for you?
Hello, there. I'd like to know about Clean Collection. My company in the US is going to send me a check. It's for my wages, but I'm not too sure about how to cash it here.
Right. If the check is coming from the US into a local currency account, it will take 7 working days to clear.
Is there any way we can speed it up?
There is, actually. If you can get your company to apply for a check from a bank in Shanghai, that'll speed things up no end. Hello, Mr. Kowalski?
I'm here, hello.
Which city are you staying in right now? And the name of your hotel?
I'm in Beijing, at the Westin Hotel.
Do you have your passport with you? Or do you by any chance know the number?
I don't have it to hand, but I know the number. It's 16,211,469.9. Can you do anything, like stop the card for example?
Let me repeat that back to you, 16,211,469.9. That's just what I've done, Mr. Kowalski. I've stopped your card temporarily.
But, what do I do if I need cash?
You can go to any branch of EBA and request the Emergency Assistance Service. Everything will be taken care of, there's no need to worry.
Thank you so much. I'll find the nearest branch and come in tomorrow. Thanks again for all of your help. What else can I do for you today?
Well, I've been browsing online, but I'm not really sure what to do about payment. I would like to know what the most convenient way to do it is.
We'll have our own secure internet banking service. What it is a sort of online financial service for enterprises and individuals, so you could get it. It's for doing all types of e-business.
That does sound interesting. How can I get this service?
Easy as pie. We can get everything set up for you right away. Then, you'll be shopping securely online in no time at all. I'm here to open a current account with your bank.
That's no problem at all. But could you fill in this and I'll need to see some ID.
Here you go. Is there a minimum amount I need to pay in?
Yes, there needs to be at least 1 RIB paid in to open a new account. Also, you will need to choose a secret identity code to ensure no one else can enter your account.
Okay. How long does it need to be? I'm not very good with remembering long numbers.
Just 6 digits.
Which service offered by your bank do you use most?
I use several services. Of course, I deposit and withdraw money quite often. I often use my ATM card to take money out of my current account. I use my bank to exchange money from one currency to another. I often travel abroad, you see.
Do you ever ask your bank for traveler's checks? They are much safer than carrying lots of cash around.
I sometimes use traveler's checks, but sometimes I travel to countries where they are hard to exchange for cash.
Do you use your bank to pay your utility bills? I use direct debit.
Yes, I do. It saves me a lot of time. I also have standing orders for my subscriptions to magazines.
That's a good idea. You don't need to worry about missing an issue of a magazine if you do that. I suppose you have a mortgage too.
Yes, my bank offers very good terms and conditions on mortgage. There's a lot of competition between banks nowadays. Each one is trying to offer better conditions and services than the others.
I have a deposit account with my bank. There are some restrictions on withdrawing money, but the interest rate is much higher.
I don't have one. I prefer to buy shares. My bank also provides a share trading service. It's cheap and easy to use.
That's great, but I prefer to put my money somewhere where the returns are more certain.
Hello, madam. Would you like to take a look at our products? They are high-tech items.
They look interesting. Can I have a copy of your brochure?
Sure. Do you have a minute? Why don't you have a seat and let me show you how to operate this item?
Okay, go ahead.
You see, if you press this red button, the helmet becomes an umbrella.
How amazing. I have never seen it before. Is it expensive?
It only costs you $20 for one.
Okay, I will take one.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, I've received this remittance advice from the bank.
Could I take a look at it, please? Let me just check these details right.
Mr. C.K. Chen contacted me this morning and asked me to come in for the remittance.
I've got the details here. 10,000 rib sent by Mr. C.K. Chen from Guangzhou. Could I see some ID? Your passport, for example?
Here you go. Can I deposit some into my account and take some in cash? I need 1,000 rib for my expenses, you see.
That's no problem. Could you please sign here? Here's the 1,000 rib in cash. Your passport back. And the remaining balance has been deposited in your account.
Hello, sir. What can we do for you today?
Hello. I've been asked to come and see about something called L.C. What is it exactly?
LC stands for Letter of Credit. This is necessary for trade between two countries. A letter of credit is quite literally that. A letter addressed by the buyer's bank to the seller's bank stating that they could vouch for their good customer, the buyer, and that they would pay the seller in case of the buyer's default. Nowadays, it's sometimes used for domestic trade too.
So the other party could be across the world or just on the other side of the street. That was a beautiful car. It's a new car, but it's totaled.
Well, your insurance covers sufficient money to replace it. So you don't need to worry.
I don't think I could afford that kind of car again. I think I'll have to choose something that is not as hard to replace.
Since you are not the one who caused the accident, your insurance cost should be the same.
What will happen if I chose a smaller car? Would the payments be the same?
If you got a smaller car, the cost should be a little less depending on the model, age, and size. Would you still want full coverage?
Yes. If I remember correctly, time of delivery is another point on which we differ.
That's right. Let's go into the details.
Okay, I hope you can have these goods delivered before the end of Sep. We'd like them to be there in time for our Christmas sales.
Christmas doesn't come until almost the end of the year, right?
But in the United States, the Christmas season begins about a month before December 25th.
Well, I am afraid it will be difficult for us to advance the time of shipment. Our manufacturers are fully committed at the moment.
I hope you'll try to get them to step up production.
As new orders keep pouring in, the workers are working 3 shifts to step up production.
If that's the case, there is nothing more to be said.
I am sorry.
What's your last word as to the date then?
I said by the middle of October. This is the best we can promise.
All right, I'll take you at your word.
Good. Let's call it a deal. We will do our best to advance the shipment, but your LC should be opened early Sep.
I promise. Good morning. How can I help you?
I'd like to open a new account.
Have you filled out an application form?
Yes. And I've brought some documents along with me, too. Do you need to see my passport?
Yes. I'll just have my assistant look over these quickly and then we'll move on to the next step. Did you want to open up a checking account and a savings account?
Yes. Does the checking account come with a debit card?
Yes. Actually, both accounts come with cards that you can use in ATM machines, so that you won't have to come into the bank to make a transaction.
That's very convenient.
It is. Our customers really like it. Do you have any other questions about your new accounts?
Yes. What's the maximum amount that you are allowed to have in an overdraft?
The maximum is $1,000.
Is there a penalty for having an overdraft?
Yes, but it's not much. You just have to pay 1% interest on the amount. It's much lower rate than any of our loans and it's much better than owing money to most credit cards.
That's true. Is everything all right with my documents?
They're all in order. If you just sign your name here, you'll receive your cards and PIN numbers in the mail in about 3 weeks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope you can help. I've got a bit of a problem with your ATM.
Of course, that's my job. Oh, dear, what's happened?
Well, it's eaten my card. It won't give it back.
I see. Calm down, don't worry. May I ask what were you doing when it took your card?
Yes. I was only entering my PIN. I'm terrible at remembering it. I'm so forgetful, you see.
And exactly how many times did you enter it, please?
Maybe 3 times. As I said, I always forget it.
Ah, don't worry. It's just a security measure. If someone uses a card and cannot get the right PIN after 3 attempts, the bank keeps the card in case it's stolen. Just contact the bank and we'll get it back to you.
Oh, I see. So if I call my branch, they can sort everything out for me?
Yes, they'll be happy to help. Believe me, it happens to many people.
I'd better try harder to memorize my PIN in future. Thanks.
Hello there, sir. I've dealt with you before, haven't I?
You remember me? Yes. I'm with Lee Wong Enterprises. I'm the accountant Peters.
Yes, of course, Mr. Peters. Good to see you again. What can we do for you today?
Well, we've just acquired a new business, so we need to set up a lot of services with you. We are particularly interested in agent services.
I see. We offer agent services free of charge here. Before your new business begins trading, we could, on behalf of your existing company, do a series of registration and get the certificates you need. If you were unsure of the local laws, that is.
Okay. Now let's go on to talk about initial deposits.
Good idea. How much do I need to deposit?
For agreement savings, we ask for 100,000 RIB.
And how do I withdraw if I need to?
You can use a type of agreement savings account the same as a settlement account.
I'm sorry, refresh my mind. What's different about a Type B account?
With a Type B account, it cannot be directly involved in any transaction and it cannot be applied to any external withdrawal service. I'd like to open a 1-year time deposit account and a checking account.
Okay. If you'll please fill out these forms. She hands the forms to the customer. There's a minimum initial deposit of $100 for the checking account, and a minimum deposit of $500 for the savings account.
Okay, here are the forms. Can I use traveler's checks to open the account?
Certainly. Just make them out to National Bank, and sign and date them.
Okay, here you are. So, Jimmy, how does it feel to have your own money?
It's great, Dad. I don't mind delivering papers, but the real fun is collecting the money.
Even though you are only 12, it's not too early to start saving a little money.
I've never had a bank account before. Why don't I just keep my money under the matters like Grandpa does?
You know you would spend it. And also, money in the bank earns interest.
But what if I need my money suddenly?
The bank will give you a PIN, and you can withdraw money from any ATM.
Great. So it's almost the same as keeping it under the matters.
Not quite. You have to maintain a minimum balance of $20. And sometimes the bank has service charges. But you don't have to worry about that yet. Let's go make your first depot.
Okay. Guess I have to do that before I can make money my first withdrawal.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials.